Hello, welcome to Game Rating Review's weekly game show. My name is Jean-Marc Lejean. We have 9 items on today's show, so let's count it. Number 1, trying to keep up with Nintendo's momentum, Sega and Atari both announced that they have little systems coming out. Both Sega and Atari Classics will be $80 and will have a bunch of retro games, but unlike the other ones, the Sega will be able to add cartridges to it, so you'll be able to play your older games on the system, which neither other system are able to do, which is very exciting. Number 2, Atari's announcing its own game console. That's right, they're stated as saying this game console will have both retro games and new games on it. They're shelling out facts very slowly, but there are 2 SKUs to this machine, a old retro wood version and a black and red version. This is interesting. You don't see game consoles come out like this. I think it's in tandem with what's coming out with the new Blade Runner movie, because there's a whole Atari company in that movie. So maybe that's what this is about, but it's interesting to see Atari trying new things, trying to come out with a game console, even though the market is so crowded, but we'll see how it does. Number 3, the Nintendo Switch app came out, and it's a hot mess. It gives players voice chat and friends list functionality by connecting with their Switch account. Voice chat, for instance, requires that your phone be unlocked with the app running. This means you can't start chatting and then lock your phone and throw it in your pocket, as is possible with phone calls and other voice chat services. Instead, you have to leave your screen on the whole time, which uses a lot more battery. You cannot switch out the app for text or check something on the internet, or the chat will be cut off completely. It looks ridiculous. It doesn't run intuitively, but if you want to chat with people, you got to do it through your phone, because Nintendo. Number 4, Pokemon Go is releasing legendary Pokemon. Number 5, Toy Story was announced to be in Kingdom Hearts 3. It was funny to watch them talk in Japanese languages, but they gave an excuse for it taking so long, which is, let me just read it. There was a decision made to change an external engine, Unreal 4 engine, so we switched over to that. Unfortunately, there was a bit of time that we needed to rewind and start over, so there's a bit of setback there, but it was a decision that the company had to make, so it was inevitable. So they had to switch, for better graphics, easier for them to code with Unreal Engine, because there's a lot of support out there for it. It's easier to learn. Then they go on. We had a plan for the period that was going to take us to create this content at the start of the project. We laid it out, and after such and such years, we would need to add more personnel resources, so more people. We had submitted to our headquarters, and it had approved, but internal personnel is very limited, and there are various different projects that happen within our company. So unfortunately, timing did not work out. So we had to make do with the timing that was appropriate for the company. The company makes the decision, so unfortunately sometimes it's out of my control. So basically the company's like, we need these games, and they're like, what about Kingdom Hearts? What about Final Fantasy? How are we going to finish these? Oh, you want us to finish the DLC on Final Fantasy 15? Okay. So this company is ridiculous. It is overworking, it is understaffed, and that's why it's taking so long for Kingdom Hearts to come out. And it's a hot mess, and they're making money off of nostalgia and people loving these games. But people are going to get tired of this system, and if this company doesn't learn, Final Fantasies have been ridiculous, and Kingdom Hearts taking this long is also ridiculous. And we'll never see Final Fantasy VII. They're doing 3 or 4 games at a time, so... Number 6, there's a shoe company that makes basically video game shoes. There's one with Mega Man on it, and there's one with Street Fighter 2 characters on it. And the name of the company is Whoopaka. Anyway, it looks cool. Number 7, someone paid $41,000 to look like a Final Fantasy VIII character. Now, Final Fantasy VIII isn't my favorite video game, but this guy really wanted to look like this character. Here's a picture of him before and after. Here's a picture of him in the newspaper wanting to look like Squall from Final Fantasy VIII. He quoted as saying, "I have received numerous calls and messages continuously from the public who just aim to curse me. Worse still, there are those who came to see me face to face just to insult me." Apparently, when he was younger, he had chicken pox that scarred up his face, so whenever he got recorrective surgery, he decided to make himself look like Squall. He spent a lot of money. He's 21 years old, and I guess that's his decision. Number 8, a rare NES game called Stadium Events, you might have heard of it, went for $40,000, and someone paid money and bought it. So here's my question to you. What would you do? Make yourself look like a Final Fantasy character, or buy a nostalgic old Nintendo original NES game? I wouldn't do either. I would probably like buy a car, like put down payment on a house, but to each his own. Number 9, someone erected a Dragon Quest memorial in Japan. It actually looks really cool. There's a lot of detail put into it, and man, I wish I lived in Japan. We have 7 items on most people's favorite part of the show. Games that came out this week. Number 1, Yonder, the Cloudcatcher Chronicles. Yonder, the Cloudcatcher Chronicles is about a kid on a boat. And then he crashes the boat and he's on an island. And he meets people and he talks to them and he runs around with animals. And it looks like an open world kids game. So I guess it's just an open world kids game. Maybe you catch clouds in it? I don't know. Number 2, Gigantic. Gigantic, you play as a bunch of different characters in these PvP style fights. Kind of like Battleborn. And you fight each other. This is a PC and Xbox One exclusive. And it premiered at E3. And it looked promising, but because you get to summon these giants and let them fight alongside with you, and you could play with people to attack bigger boss characters. So maybe it's a little bit different, but who knows? Number 3, Layton's Mystery Journey, Cottrell and the Millionaire's Conspiracy. This is a Professor Layton phone game where you figure out mysteries on your phone. I wish I could show you video, but since it's a Nintendo property, I can only show you pictures. So I've always heard good things about Professor Layton, and this looks amazing. Number 4, Lone Echo. Lone Echo is an Oculus Rift game where you use Oculus Touch, so you have more points of articulation with your fingers and your hands as you play. You play as a character called Echo 1. You're going through a space station, and just like Sandra Bullock, things go bad, and you have to fix your space station. So, yeah, it looks good and fun and interesting, and would be really dynamic to play in a VR environment. If you can afford the Oculus Rift, it just came down in price, so maybe it'd be worth getting. Hopefully, PCs are catching up to the VR revolution, that you don't need super powerful PCs to play these things, but it looks like promising. Okay, number 5, Superhot. Superhot is not only coming out for PlayStation 4, it's also coming out for PSVR. Now, I'm excited about this because I did a Let's Play of this some time back. It was one of the funnest games I have ever played for my Let's Play series. It is a really fun game, and not only that, when you play the PlayStation VR version, it's actually different than playing the PS4 version. So if you play the VR version, you're getting a different experience, maybe some of the same levels, but you get a different story, and you're getting different elements that are not in the PS4 version, which I hope more games do in the future. But this is such a good game. It got so many different accolades and so many different awards, and it looks fantastic. Number 6, Congo Master. Now, Congo Master is my kind of game. It's a 2D sprite game where you dance around the room trying to get people to join a conga line. That's the whole plot and point of this game. There's different play game selections, I guess. There's different ways you can play different things. You can even play a multiplayer version of it, or you're just trying to convince people to be in your conga line. You can even leave the conga line space you're in to go to another one. That's how much power of the conga line you have to be a conga master. Man, this game looks super silly and super fun. I cannot wait to play it. And number 7, Splatoon 2. Thank you for watching the weekly news show. My name is Jean-Marc Lejean. Please hit that like and subscribe on your language you see. And remember, you have all the news. Now do whatever you want with it. Thanks for watching.